What's going on, people? It's your boy Tony Guns, back at y'all with another Black Ops Band Dog TV. Today I want to speak to you all about vision. I'm going to speak to you all about vision. I want to give y'all 6 PowerPoints of vision. So that's today's order of business. I'm really big on symbolism. In the bottom line up front, we want to jump right into it. The bottom line up front, we know that birds in general are symbols of freedom. More often than not, they use birds as symbols of freedom. But then you have specific birds with very specific skill sets that gives a whole different meaning or definition to some of their symbolisms, or some of the things that they may represent or symbolize. With regard to vision, the bird most noted or notable or known or widely spread known for its vision is the hawk. So when we speak of vision, when people speak of vision, they generally speak of the hawk or having a hawk eye. So with that being in mind and speaking on having a hawk eye or having a hawk's vision, we're going to just jump right into it with my 6 PowerPoints. Number 1, ideal. The PowerPoints are, before I start, the PowerPoints are the different tools that's used towards, again, today's topic is vision. The different tools and or strategies that's used towards the topic. Today's topic is vision. Today's order of business is vision. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Ideal. You have to have a strong ideal with regard to vision, where you see yourself. You have to have a strong ideal conception of what's most suitable. Ideal is conception of what's most suitable. We have to, the things that we conceive or perceive for ourselves, we have to set it on a large scale. Don't just set them or sell yourself short with a small vision of where you could be or where you should be. Aim high. Set the bar so high that it becomes scary. And again, if your dreams, what they always say is, if your dreams aren't scary, then they're not large enough. They're not big enough. Do it on a large scale. You want to have large ideals of where you can be and where you should be and what it takes for you to get there. Number 2's PowerPoint is strategy. A plan of action geared towards your aim. A plan of action geared towards your aim. You have to plan, plot, and strategize your way, or it's imperative for you to plan, plot, and strategize your way through anything that you truly wish to accomplish, and not only accomplish, but that in which you choose to be successful in and sustain you over time. Now you do have those of us that are phenomenal with just doing things on the fly, able to move and maneuver within situations that they get into seemingly effortless on the fly. But for those of us that have a harder time without any structure, we have to do things according to our plans, our plots, our strategies. But you have to have a specific target that you're aiming for. A specific target that you're aiming for, and the plan is to hit that target. Don't go beyond your intended target. That's not to say that you have a certain aiming point that you choose to get to and that you can't see anything past there. You choose not to go past that. That's not what I'm saying by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm saying, if you have a target, if you have an aim, don't shoot past that target. Go directly for what you intended to hit. And then if need be, you set a different target, or you set another target at a different distance. But never go past your target. Number 3, structure. Structure is the relationship between parts of something that's complex. The relationship between parts of something that's complex, structure. When we're planning, plotting, strategizing our visions, we have to set goals, daily missions, again, like I choose to call them, set goals and missions, strategic ways of how we wish to accomplish those things that we wish to accomplish. Decisive moves that need to be made in order for us to reach those accomplishments. Compound moves, different things that we incorporate in our daily routines, structured or geared towards that goal or that aim. In your pursuit of that aim or that goal, in your pursuit of that vision, nothing should force you to deviate from that course of action or those course of action. Structure. Number 4 is values. That's one of the most important. Values. One's judgment of what's important or beneficial. With regard to vision, our visions in general, while I say should be on a large scale or should be very large, it should also be based on the things that are important to us. It should be based on things that we truly see as of great importance for our life, for our well-beings, but not only our lives and well-beings, for the well-being of those of us that look to us, those of us that we have assembled some sort of responsibility for, that we've assembled or adopted some sort of responsibility for, whether it's our families, whether it's our communities, whether it's church, whether it's your job, whether it's your business, regardless of which, you have to have a vision filled with values, daily values, monthly values, weekly values, that you do not change unless the changes that are made are more lucrative or more beneficial towards your daily missions. And of course, your daily missions are geared towards your ultimate end game or ultimate goal, your vision, and what it takes for you to get there. After your values, you have number 5, which is focus. Focus, the center of interest or activity. The center of interest or activity, focus. You can't allow, and yet when you're on that, you can't allow, when you have vision, you can't allow different things to knock you off of your pivot. You can't allow different things to knock you off of your vantage point. You can't allow different things to distract you from your target, from your aim. You have to have laser-like focus in order to get where you need to be, and get this, not only get where you need to be, but get where you need to be in the time frame that you desire. You see, you have to set a time frame. Give yourself a time frame, and don't harp on the time frame for so much, because the fact of the matter is, for some of us it takes longer than it does others. And that's another part of vision. You can't focus on what somebody else is doing. You can't focus on what other people have going on. But let me speak on how strong and how important it is to have focus and vision. When you're running a race, when horses are running a race in particular, you ever notice how horses, they have those blindfolds on the side? The next time you see a horse racing, it's not like that, we may be into horse racing and things of that nature, but just take a look at it. Just a simple observation on how you notice horses have those blinders on the side. The purpose of that blind is so the horses that are in that race, so they can't lose focus of what's ahead of them. So they don't lose focus of the thing that's in front of them. So they don't worry about what's on the side of them. Because the moment they see what's on the side of them, be that very moment that they lose focus. When they lose focus, they may lose a step. And when they lose a step, they may lose the race. And more importantly than them losing the race, they could also damage themselves and the jockey, that individual on their back. Well, no, we are not horses, but we do have individuals that we have on our backs. Again, our families and those individuals that depend on us. We can potentially damage them and their well-being the moments that we lose focus. Stay the course. Number 6 is horizon. Horizon. The limit of a person's mental perception, experience, or interest. The limit of a person's mental perception, experience, or interest. I say this, and I say this daily and deeply and with conviction. We have to do everything in our power to expand our horizons, to expand our experiences, our perception of life, our perception of values, our vision. We have to give ourselves as many options as possible. We have to give ourselves as many chances as possible. And the best way of doing that is by simply gaining experience. The explorer generally explores not because he has nothing to do. He explores because he knows that there's much more to those things that he has right in front of him. He explores because he wants more for himself and for those that depend on him, for his pack, for his group, for his culture, for his family, for those individuals, again, that he's adopted responsibility and assembled responsibility for. He wants more for them. He sees more for them. He believes that there can be more. So he explores to look, to reach, and to search a new hiatus. That's him expanding his horizons, not only himself, but the individuals around him. And with that being said, that brings me to my bonus point, which is vantage point. Vantage point is your place or position affording you good view of something. Let me say it again. A vantage point is your place or position affording a good view of something. If we fail to expand our horizons, if we fail to set a large standard for ourselves and stay structured within that standard that we set for ourselves, stay focused, stay the course, then our vantage point becomes weaker and weaker. The more we experience, the greater our vantage point is. The more that we see, the more that we come in contact with, the more that we become intelligent and knowledgeable of certain things and certain aspects of life, the more we want, the more we require from ourselves. You see, when we were kids, you asked a kid how much they want. Depending on their age level, $100 was a lot to a little child. $100 was a lot to a little child. As they got older and they start spending money, regardless whether it's their money or not, that $100 didn't stretch but so far. That $100 only brought them one or two things after a minute. At first, all you wanted was some snacks and candy, so $100 was a lot. You felt like you can get any candy, any snack you wanted. You was shining. You was the king around there, or the queen. But as you got older and the things that you wanted started to be a little more costly, and $100 wasn't quite right. So then you get a little older, and you start saying, I just, I want $500, $600. Then they come to thousands of dollars. And, then when you start working, you're still young at working. You believe that, give me something that I make $100,000 a year. Or I want $100,000 and I'm good. You start realizing that ain't really good enough. And it's not about things being good enough. It's not about becoming satisfied with the things that you acquire. Because if that's all that you can acquire, and you know that you did everything in your power to put your best foot forward to reach a certain level, and that's what you got out of it, then that's what you got out of it. What's for you is what's for you. But in the same sense, your horizons have been expanded the more and more you've been experienced to different things. The more and more you were exposed to different things. The more and more you came in contact with different things. The more and more you came into knowledge, understanding, and wisdom of different things. That's what expands your horizon. We have to do our due diligence with regard to where we want our kids to go. While we cannot live their lives for them, we cannot force them in any one, or we should not force them in any one position or other. We can structure our lives in such a manner that we set an example and set the tone of what should be. We do that with vision. We do that with an understanding of where we want to go. Proper vision, structured towards our family's benefit. Proper vision, structured towards a better life. A life based on where we could be if we did absolutely everything in our power to get where we should be. And then visualize what that life would truly look like if we were exactly what we say we want to be. Truly vision or visualize a life that you can live. If you orientate yourself in such a manner daily to get to that vision or that aim or that goal. I ain't gonna talk your heads off. Again, this is Tony Guns, Black Ops Band Dog TV, where the mission and the order of business is today as it always is. We're building leaders and creating kings by building national development over generation. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Until then, I salute y'all. We'll do another one. We'll be back at y'all again.